All right, welcome everybody. This is the first time we're getting on camera this season, so we figured it'd be the perfect opportunity to get together and talk about the upcoming 2026 BKS season. Tonight we're going to be breaking down the 2026 teams and giving our preseason rankings, going roster by roster and seeing where each team stacks up heading into opening day. But before we get into all that, we want to talk a few minutes to recap everything that's happened leading up to this season, because honestly, this might be the biggest year BKS has ever had. First off, a huge thank you to our sponsors. This year we have 12 sponsors supporting the league, which is the most we've ever had. Their support really helps us keep growing the league and creating a better experience for all 77 players involved this season. So quick shout out to all of our sponsors supporting BKS this year, and I'll throw them up on the screen so you guys can see. Starting off first, Sasa Milano, our Player of the Week partner, bringing luxury menswear rewards to the league this season for all of our top players of the week. We'll get further into that in a bit. Dough by Dough Crazy, serving what many say is the best kosher Neapolitan pizza dough in all of New Jersey. So go ahead and check that out for all you pizza lovers out there. Mancave Apparel, specializing in all kinds of men's apparel. Special thank you to league veteran Isaac Cabasso for helping make that partnership happen. We're very excited. That's another Player of the Week offering. We'll discuss it again shortly. Sephardic Food Fund, that's a huge one in the community, doing incredible work helping feed families in need within our community. So God bless them. Thank you for your support. Momentum Realty Group, that's a new one we're very excited for, helping people navigate the real estate market with professionalism and experience. They have some phenomenal listings, really cool stuff. Make sure to check them out. MNC Service, Renovation, and Repair. That's run by our league's very own Ellie Levy, two-time World Series champion. If you need renovation or repair work done, definitely give him a call. Ziani, offering high-end men's fashion and suits for anyone looking to step up their style. They're located right on Avenue U. Great store. Harmonqlo. You guys know about Harmonqlo already from last year. It was a big hit with the Player of the Week awards. As you know, they produce luxury men's swimwear, led by former league veteran Jojo Cohen. So shout out to Jojo. Jojo's not playing this year, so he'll be greatly missed. Next up is iTorah. iTorah is a one-stop destination online for all your Torah learning and resources. It's a big thing in our community, and they support us, and we're big supporters of them. Next up is Brooklyn Residential Real Estate Services. This is one we're very excited for. They help people in the community find rentals or their dream homes, really all of the above. So definitely reach out to them. Here's their banner, has their phone number. Make sure to call them for all your needs. And OV1 Construction, can't forget about them. That's run by our league's very own Ovi Mashon. If you're looking to build your dream home or renovate, make sure to give him a call. He's the best. He also does paperwork for the construction. He's a one-stop shop for all your construction needs, really. And last but not least, we have a very special personal sponsorship this year, given in honor of Chub Kassab, league legend, a great man and extraordinary athlete. That's the words on his plaque you see on the screen right now. That sponsorship was generously donated by his good friends Eddie and Rhonda Tao. So thank you, Eddie and Rhonda. We really appreciate all of our sponsors for supporting the league this year. It just goes to show how much bigger and better we're going to get, given how much we're growing with the sponsors and with the players and just overall interest. So we're very excited and proud. So now let's get to our awards. One of the biggest things we're excited about this season is the weekly awards, because we really raised the bar. Every week we're giving out 3 Player of the Week awards, each coming with sponsored prizes. So every week there'll be 3 winners, and each one of them gets prizes, multiple prizes each. Our main Player of the Week award, which is sponsored by Sasa Milano, is honestly one of the coolest things we've ever done in BKS. Each week, the winner will go into the shop and spin a wheel for luxury menswear, suits, shirts, sweaters, ties, shoes, real high-end stuff. So you're going to spin the wheel and get a chance to earn any of that stuff. And at the end of the season, it doesn't just end there. The league MVP doesn't even spin. He takes the entire package, a custom suit, a shirt, a tie, sweater, and shoes. So the whole set, all sponsored by Sasa Milano, which we're incredibly proud of. Along with that, our other weekly winners will also receive prizes, including men's bathing suits from Harmonqlo, just like last year, and a new edition of premium sweatpants from Mancave Apparel. So those gifts will also be weekly. So multiple gifts for all of the weekly Player of the Week winners. Another small but important change this season is the roster size. Instead of 12 players per team like previous years, we're going to go with 11 per team this year. That should make the lineups tighter and the games even more competitive. So that was another request we got from a bunch of guys. We're happy to deliver on that.
Hey everyone, so we got to speak about the draft that happened a few weeks ago. If we're going to be ranking teams here in a minute, the captain's completely locked in for this draft. It was such a great event. Wanted to say thank you to D2. I know there may not be a direct sponsor this year, but thanks again for letting us use the space. We had a record-breaking 11 pick trades in one night on draft night. Just whatever you thought was going to happen did not happen. Things went literally every which way except for how you thought it was going to go. But in the end, we got 7 teams, 77 players, really competitive teams. Very excited to talk about each one. So just a little preview for what we're about to be doing. We're going to go through each team individually and just kind of go through your pitching, your defense, your offense, where we think you guys are really good, where we think maybe not so much. And by the end of it, we'll try to predict at least, predictions that are sure to go wrong, but we'll try to predict the World Series matchup.
Yeah. Well said, Morty. We're going to get right into it, starting with IKEY CHAZ. IKEY's going to join us in just a moment, and we'll get started.
All right,
Hey,
CHAZ.
Here with Captain IKEY CHAZ, captain of the Final Boss squad. IKEY, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Can't wait to get on the field.
Awesome. Glad to have you on board. We're going to get started with ranking your team. Morty, should we jump right into it, or anything you want to say leading up?
Well, I think let's pull up that diagram you made or whatever it's called.
Just give me a C and let's move on. Come on, let's go. Morty's getting an A. I'm getting a C. Let's go.
I didn't draft my team.
There you go. So here's your team. You have your lineup that you gave us in the middle, and then the defensive alignment on the right.
Yeah, again, this is all on paper. Obviously, we haven't gotten any practice in yet, and but on paper, this is what I envisioned. And the truth is, from what I'm seeing, I think there's a lot of versatility. I think there's, again, and I even have Waba out of place. Like, I know he can play third, he can play short. I can play third. Liniato's at third. We have a lot of versatility as far as we're not locked into those positions. The outfield, I'm very, very happy with. I think I have probably one of the better outfields out there. And again, I can move them around in the outfield, but I like the versatility that I have. I definitely, looking at it, I know I don't have maybe the power hitter that people have been saying I don't have. But again, I think defense is going to win championships. I think, pitching where you throw strikes and don't walk people, and just, aggressive base running. I think that's been the key to most championships. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, so I actually, it's not going to be much of a surprise on this team, but I really like this team. Like you said, I'm not seeing a whole lot of offense. Like, I like some of these guys at the top a lot. But just like the deeper I go into the lineup, I start getting a little, like where the run's going to come from. But I think you're spot on. Your defense, I actually like your infield more than I like your outfield. Not that your outfield isn't good, but your infield, I like like you said, anybody can play anywhere. Like you're a third baseman playing second base. Lenny could play second. Lenny could play short center. A.B. Waba could play third.
Yeah, he even wants to play. She even wants to play short. Like, I like the attitude that, like, he's like, is shortstop locked? I'm like, nothing's locked. I mean, like, of course it's locked, but it's not locked. I mean, like, you've proved to me that you deserve to be there. Go right ahead. Prove me wrong. But again, even if I have to throw myself into the outfield and play right field, my defense gets even better. I mean, like I just, I just don't see anything. Again, I agree with the hitting aspect of it. I do. Look, I think these are good contact hitters with speed. I think that's something that I've not really had in the last couple of years. I think I went with more veteran style players, hard hitting guys, but we didn't have the speed. We didn't have the take the extra base type of guys. It was like almost like the Yankees, like, like waiting for the long ball. And like you saw last year, we couldn't put up any runs. We couldn't get guys
Not
on
when it
base.
counted.
Huh?
Not when it counted.
Well, at all. I think we had probably one of the lowest scoring teams in the league last year. We couldn't hit, we couldn't do anything. I went a little bit different this year. I focused. That's why I kind of made the trade, which everybody kind of was surprised at. But I'll be
Still
honest, it
strong.
was it was it was not a surprise to me or Beta. We've been discussing it for about a week prior to the draft.
Really?
Yes, it was something that we were discussing back and forth. We kind of had it, you know, locked in, but we needed to wait and see how things were going to play out um, in the first round, because I think there were a couple of surprises. I could have easily thought I would probably land you, Morty, in the sixth. Not thinking I didn't think you were going to go that early, but not that you don't deserve to, but I don't know that it was on anybody's pen and paper to say that. Um, so we had to wait it out, but that's kind of how it went down. And
For the people at home, what was the trade in the end? Let's use players, not picks.
sure. So my first pick, obviously, and the truth is, this is what really kind of messed things up, is because Ray Sakal didn't get picked,
Right.
and I had both pitchers sitting there, and I'm like, this is why I waited, and so I said, okay, let me go with Salim. I felt like, he was maybe the better hitter, maybe. I don't know about pitcher, but it was probably the better hitter. But in any case, I took him, and worst case, if I kept him, I was in good shape, and if I had to trade him away, depending on what Lawrence did on the wraparound, and he went with JoJo, which I kind of, I didn't want to take that risk. I didn't, knowing he's going to miss a couple of weeks. I didn't want to take that risk. Because again, in a 6 game, 6 week league, you could be out of the playoffs by week 3. I just don't want to play that, that risk. He went with him, and he went with Aaron Levy.
Yeah.
And then my next pick was Al Hadaf. And the truth is, I was set. But
So
then I noticed that, how many players were going to get taken off the board by the time my next pick went. And I was
Right.
worried about that. And am I good to go with a pitcher and a shortstop and nothing else? So that's when I made the move
Right. And you ended up turning Salim into
into 2 outfielders,
Eli and
which is
Joe.
Eli and Dweck. Yes.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Okay.
So again, I was like almost a 2-for-1, but I got my 2 picks, and I had my shortstop, I had my third baseman at the time, which was me, and I had my center fielder and my left fielder.
Right.
My whole, left side of the field was locked down already. So now I could just coast the rest of the way and just fill in the missing blanks. That was my logic. That was really what I was looking at. I didn't want to end up like kind of like what I saw with Joey Sakal, where he had 2 picks and then he didn't pick until like the 5th or 6th round. Like it was just like, and all these great players were coming off the board. I just didn't want to see that happen to me. Like I did get
Right.
2 good players, but I felt like there was going to be a lot taken off the board by the time I got around. I wanted to fill in as much as possible, and that's how I went about it.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think
love to trade for you to get Joseph and Eli Cohen. That's 2 top-tier A-grade outfielders. Phenomenal athletes. The
Right, and both of them, I think, can fight for
500.
center field. I mean, like, I like the young crew. I like the attitude. You know, one thing I know last year, people were just not focused. They weren't into it. They were just there, and there was no momentum. There was no camaraderie. There was no energy, and
You
it
wouldn't
was
have that
just me and
problem.
It was me and Cabasso. And
Yeah.
we were the ones that were like trying to get the team robbed. But I know Al Haddad. I've seen video of him. He gets pumped. I know these guys are gonna be into it,
You've
and
got
that's
the
really
loudest guy on your team at third base.
okay.
Lenny
Look,
is a big rah-rah guy. I love playing with him.
you
Lenny's
know
great.
what? The truth, I don't know much about him. All I do know is that I did lose my Gold Glove to him. So whether it's deservingly so or not, so if it is, then great. Then I improved. If not, again, he was good enough to get the Gold Glove. Aladef got the. Did he? Well, he was a Rookie of the Year last year,
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
he was. Yes, he
right?
was. Yeah, he beat JoJo Lee. That's right.
Right.
Um,
And I've seen Eli Cohen play center field. He filled in a week for us. I think towards the end of the season, he was all over the place. And I know he's a havoc on the bases. I've seen this guy. Nothing stops this guy. He goes first to third. He'll take the extra base. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
this is a team to be excited about. There's only one real elephant in the room that we haven't really spoken about yet, which
Of
I'm almost certain you can guess what I'm going to say next.
course,
But you've got two pitchers.
I do.
What's the game plan there? Because I know that having somebody on the bench, for a season there might kind of hurt what you're trying to build, like you said, with this camaraderie, rah rah. You need
Well,
all 11 guys to buy in.
look, I definitely know I was taking a risk, but for me, it was at the last spot. I think before my last pick, it was almost fell into my lap that I didn't really have much of a choice. I was getting a 2-for-1, and that was really my logic. I said, how could I go wrong? I know that Waba is supposedly supposed to be pretty good from what I'm hearing. And when I drafted him, I was being told that I got a steal as late as I got. Again, this all
Yeah.
has to be proven. We don't know. It's all word of mouth, but it was a 2-for-1 deal coming to going into the final 2-3 rounds. So I pulled the lever on that. I said, if I don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
And
So I
we'll make
went with it,
stuff of
knowing that I'm gonna end up with Jackie also, but I'm okay with that. I think Jackie is a diehard player. He'll do whatever it takes, whatever you ask him to do. And he knows me as well. He knows that I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to give everybody their fair share. I'm glad that there's 11 players instead of 12. It'll make things a lot easier for me. And again, there will be people missing week to week. If Jackie doesn't pitch one, I'm looking to maybe split them. If that's the way it goes, go with the hot hand or give them equal time. Let them go. Let them compete. Let them compete. You know what? It's the best way to get someone motivated. You know what? Prove you're the better guy.
Yeah.
what's the plan for Jackie when he's not pitching?
Well, again, I'll alternate him in. If I have to put him at second, I'll utilize him wherever I have to. I'm not going to make him come down there and just watch us play. That's not the thing. I know he wants to pitch. I get it, but I think he would have ended up in this position no matter what. I mean,
Probably.
the
Yeah,
chances.
you took him, so you're the one who gets the questions,
No, 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 it's fine. But I'm saying at the end of the day, that's why I did it, because I think being the veteran, I think that I would know how to handle it better. I think I would know how to deal with that situation. Um, and again, we won a championship together.
Yes, you
So,
did. Just a few years ago, 2 years ago.
yeah.
Yep.
So, he's got that attitude too. He's got that positive attitude. It's not looking down, not getting down on yourself. picking the team up. He's done it for me. He's done it for me numerous times. You know, when I got down on myself, and he's, you know, Chaz, you're in the, you know, you're in it. We're gonna win. I'm gonna win you the game. That's his attitude. You know, Hammer could back me up on that. You know, that's the way he talks, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want. I just don't want a guy coming down to the field looking at his phone on Instagram all day long. You know, I want the guy that's on focus. Put your phone away, get on the field, and let's play some ball for 2-3 hours. But I'll handle it. I know what I'm in for. I know what I'm in for, and I'll do what I have to do to make it work. I mean, we're winning. That takes care of everything.
That's
We're
right.
losing. We got a problem.
There you go. All right.
Right.
Well, I know we're coming down to the end of our time here, so I just want to kind of give you my final thoughts on your grading.
Yeah, Morty, you want to go for the grading? What do you think? You want to start with the offense?
Yeah, I'll start with the offense. I think that obviously this is going to be the lowest grade of the two here. It's just not really wowing me. I see a lot of really good hitters, but I'm not seeing it's like almost like a top heavy lineup without like the guy. Like Joey Aladef might be that guy, but yet to be seen if he can really carry an entire offense on his back like this. I love Joseph Tuek, but he's doubles at most. You know what I mean? Like consistently, but doubles at most.
Right.
You know what you're going to get from a lot of these guys. I think that for me, this lineup is about like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay, I'm going to put that in. Okay, and what do you think about defensively?
So if defense and pitching were separated, you'd have like a 9 out of 10 on defense. But because they're being lumped together as one, I'm going to drag you down one to an 8 out of 10, just because I love this defense. I think this might be the best defense in the league. I love the outfield. I love the infield. It's just the pitcher. We've never seen. I know Jackie. We all know what we're going to get from Jackie, but I'm assuming the plan is to go with AB. So until I see AB consistently, I just can't. I can't give it like a real estimation of what it's going to be.
Right.
So if it was defense separate,
Understandable.
it would be a 9.
No, understandable. But like I said, you know, you're also talking about, you know, Jackie winning the Cy Young, the year that we won the championship, gave up the least amount of walks, had the lowest ERA. So with a great defense behind him, like I said, that's my frame of mind. But at the end of the day, it's all on paper. You got to perform on the field. You can go 10-0, and you know what I mean, and end up nowhere.
That happens. It does happen.
And you can go 3 and whatever and win the championship
and win the whole thing.
Exactly. It's all on paper. You know, it's camaraderie is I think cohesiveness and camaraderie it plays a major role. This is not basketball where you got Michael Jordan who can win you ball game after ball game. Softball's a different animal, and it's gonna take everybody to win. You're not gonna win with one guy. So you're going to need someone to step up every week. You're going to need team play. And this is why I love the sport, because it's no one guy that's going to say, "Oh, he won me the championship." Doesn't work like that in softball.
Fully
You
agree.
make a diving play, it's short. If the guy at first don't catch it, it means nothing.
That's right.
Hey, you got some real gamers on this squad. I'll tell you that. I'm a big Lenny fan. Joey Aladef also. I think the left side of your infield is really, really strong. You didn't even have to put yourself in the left side of the infield, so that says a lot. On top of that, you have this kid, AB Waba, who claims to be a third base shortstop. He can't even get a job at left side of the infield, being that Joey Aladef and Lenny have those jobs. So just with the two of you on the right side also, it's a really, really strong infield. And again, with those two major athletes in the outfield, Joseph and Eli, I'm really loving your defense. I'm going to give your defense a 9 out of 10. And that's a really high grade for me. I feel like I wouldn't give a lot of other teams a 9.
I wanted to.
Yeah, defense, I would say you guys are probably going to be one of the best defensive teams.
Morty has to save it for his own team.
Yeah.
There's only 1 9 to go around. It's going to his own team.
If the pitcher was somebody I knew, it would have been a 9.
Trust me, I know. Trust me. I went into it knowing 100%. I'm okay with it. You know, again.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
You got IKEY Salem too behind the dish. That's a real catcher in a league with not many real catchers.
And again, you know, he's a guy that I've seen play short center. You know, I remember when we played Diamonds Dancing, we beat them in the championship. He was their short center, if I recall. I mean, I know I played with his father. I won championships with his father. You know, like that's, and I know the kid. I know the family. You know, I know the type of. These are the type of guys. You know, and you know that's what I'm looking for. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited.
Yeah. So that's my defensive rating. For offense, though, I'm going to go a little lower than Morty.
Mhm.
I'm not the biggest fan of your team in terms of offense.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens. Again, it's all speculation, obviously. My question is, where's the power? Where's the
Right.
home run? Not a home run
Right.
guy, but
No. Right.
where's the
Where's
extra base hit guy?
the
You know?
gap or threat? I know.
Exactly. I mean, Al Haddaf's great. If he gives you a 500 again, that's phenomenal. Joseph also, if you get a 500 from him, you're chilling.
Right.
Really though, yeah, you're just missing that 4 or 5 hitter to me. But aside from that, I would say the team is great in terms of defense. So for offense, I'd probably give you a 5.5. I'll say 5.5 out of 10.
Okay. Hopefully, we won't have to score many runs.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
All right.
Yeah, I
So
think
there you
this
have
team
it.
is
There's
gonna
your
do
grades.
well.
All right.
All right, IKEY, thank you so much for joining and taking the time.
Thank
And,
you. Can't
yeah, looking
wait.
forward to seeing what you guys can do.
Yep. Nice. Thanks for having me. I'll
It's like
see you on the field.
Yep. See you soon.
Fine.
Bye.
All right.